Hello YouTube, and welcome to the first episode of my Techtonica LP. So we're going to start a new game. I'm excited for this. I have played it a little bit, just to get the hang of how the controls work, get my key bindings, how I want them and everything. And
Warning.
then...
Structural integrity failing.
Right then.
Emergency resuscitation of all personnel initiated. Exit this facility and report to production terminal Lima.
Okay, so yeah, I've played a little bit. So I've got all my key bindings, how I want them. I know a bit about the game now and ready to get started. So let's get to it, shall we? Get everything in this chest. And grab out a pick. So if you've never seen this game before, it's a bit like Factorio in 3D. So if you've played them games before, if you've played Satisfactory as well, then you're going to love this game. It's actually really good. So let's dig our way through there. And there's
Hello?
Terminal Lima.
Can you hear me? Your suit can't transmit a voice or ID signal, but my sensors are indicating you're out there. First things first, check in at that production terminal. I need a second set of eyes on how badly damaged it is.
Yes, boss. Okay, so this is the terminal. And we have to put items in to repair it. And that's how we go up the tier list. So we need 15 iron and 15 copper.
This terminal is cooked. Mining drills were the only buildable tech I could recover. Try crafting a few with materials from some of the chests around here.
Let's grab what we can right quick. So we've got some mining drills being made. It's going to be a bit sluggish and slow for the first couple of episodes while we do all this Lima area and get through all the tutorial bits and stuff like that. I'm going to grab all this while we're waiting because for fuel, it's like we need to grab as much of this as possible for fuel at the beginning. But you'll see as we go further on anyway. Okay, so as mining drills are ready. So yeah, it's going to want us to do this tutorial part.
Task inbound. Mining drill. Must be built at an ore vein and fueled with plant matter.
Yes. So that's why I've just been grabbing all the plants. The fuel. And that's going to give us what we need. So let's go and do copper as well, which is over this side. It's a very good looking game as well. Hopefully I have got the brightness correct. I did try it and I thought it looked okay, but I don't know until I actually upload to YouTube. Let's grab some more of this. We're going to need a lot of this, so I'll grab this while the miners do their work. And then we'll get Lima up and running. So later on, I've got plans for a big factory. Some cool ideas come to mind, so I won't spoil it, but it's going to get real big real quick. Okay, so we have 27 there. Let's go get the copper ore, and then we can put Lima. Put it in Lima, should I say. Okay. You in there, and you in there. Bit of a weird graphic, but...
Good work getting that ore plugged into the terminal, Groundbreaker. If you weren't on my crew, you should have been. For the next phase of repairs, you're gonna need a scanner. The tech for it unlocked automatically when you fixed this thing, so Open up your crafting menu and build one.
Okay, so we need to build the scanner. I'm gonna put that. Oh, it's already gone on his hat bar.
Scanner. Scan machine fragments to restore tech tree access.
So we need to scan these for the tech tree, and if you already have it, then you get extra parts. So let's scan all these. These are like little hard drives, and when you scan them...
Upgrade module scanned. Additional tech tiers or cores may be required. Open tech tree to review.
Okay, so picking them up adds them to your tech tree, which is here. So you can see we've got Lima here. This is what we're working on now. And because I did the first one, we now have the second tier of it. And they go up in tiers. And you have all these different tech trees, which we're going to get through.
Warning. Research cores required for activation of new technologies. Refer to tech tree for current core manifest.
Okay, so what do we need to do? We need copper ingots and iron ingots now, which is said there, top left corner. And craft 7 research cores and build 3 mining drills. Well, we're going to put the mining drills down anyway. 2 on that side, 2 on the other. Just walked away without fueling it. So let's put some fuel in these. That's got it in. Let's scan these over here. You can scan the plants too, it's just for information. Okay, so now we've got those. We need to...
Your mining drills won't be able to get you everything you need to build the rest of those research cores. Situations like these are why we always left chests with backup components kicking around.
Okay. Can I build a smelter yet? No. Okay, let's have a look around, see what we can find. Oh, there's some chests. So we'll take them. Take them. And we'll take you. Get some more fuel. Fuel is boring, but I know I've got to get it. Got something to scan here.
This computer has a requisition for local plant life to be delivered to a science team for analysis. It looks like the request was approved, but doing it was marked as a low priority by command, even though the request itself was marked as urgent. We didn't come here for science, but I don't remember this kind of hostility about it either. What were they doing here?
Okay, so let's have a look around. Okay, so let's get the science cores made. I think we can do that now. Yep. So it said craft 7. We're just going to craft 7. And then you place these down.
Research cores constructed. Smelter technology available for activation in tech tree.
Thank you. So in the tech tree we should now be able to have a smelter. There we go.
Technology activated. Proceed with construction of smelter.
And we're gonna need... We're just gonna build them all. I'm gonna put one in front of each one, because we're gonna take them with us later. Put that there.
Task inbound. Smelter. Supply with ore to produce ingots. Requires plant matter for fuel.
So what we're gonna do, instead of putting loads down, because we can't really feed them yet, if we take those And we put them in here. Put fuel in. That can make us ingots. Fuel in there and... How many ingots do we need? We need 20 of each. And then we'll upgrade Lima again. Now, I know this seems pretty quick, but this is just the, like, introduction bit. And then it gets a lot harder. So, do we have 20? No, well, we don't have 20. Grab some of this. I think as well... No, we're not going through there. Some more leaves. More plant matter, should I say. It's crazy just how much of this you actually need at the beginning. How are they doing? 20. That was good timing. And 20. Let's go update Lima.
Terminal upgraded. New technology and crafting schematics available.
Okay, so next we need quite a few ingots, belts. Need a few things. So let's just craft what we can. I know we're not going to be in this area long. So let's... How many? So 45 conveyors. 15, 20, 25, so that's going to be 50 conveyors. Or them. So let's put these straight in so I don't lose track. 30 ingots. Let's get all these ingots in. So we've got containers, we've got belts. One more inserter. Now it's just ingots. So let's go for a quick little wander, see what we can find. Ooh, look at this. Okay, so there's a door here.
Door unpowered and secured. Repair production terminal and input authorization.
Alrighty. Okay, it looks like we have the ingots, which is the only thing left to put in. And update.
Beacons are back online. Inspect the radio console right next to the screen. It'll start beeping and blinking in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Life sign.
Access to all local facilities should be restored, including the one I've been stuck in this entire time. I've set an unlock code to the door. I've got some tech you're gonna like, and I know you wouldn't dream of leaving without me anyways.
So we're going back to this door, since it's now
Sending
open.
that signal was more complicated than you think. I don't know why, but these computers feel like second nature now. Sort of the opposite of what I remember it being like. I'd be the one to get you out of a situation like this, instead of the other way around. But I'm not giving up. That's how I know it's still me in here. You'll see.
Okay, so this is like a storage room or container room or something. I'm gonna go down here, because I know there's some chests and stuff in this area. And the reason you know that is when you open the map, there's little green dots. And they tell you where the chests are. So now the next one's down here. These chests are really good early game. You get some good stuff. And now if we stand on here and jump over, there's another one there. And that's all the chests down here. So as I'm climbing back up here, you can see there's one just there. And the way to get to that is to come this way. And walk across these pipes. And worth it. Because these circuits are really difficult to make. So the more of them we can get, the better. Let's continue through this facility.
Casualties detected.
And we have a cube.
What? You've never seen someone stuck inside an alien cube next to their own dead body before? Whatever I was trying to do here, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it didn't work out. Hopefully, it was worth a shot. Let's go.
Alrighty. So we now have Sparks, the cube. Let's get out of here.
Stop. Scan the fragment in that cage by the stairs before we go. We'll need that tech to get out of the sector.
So first we want the hard drive. Oh, we'll get the tech then. So that's the mole. And we're going to have to make that to dig his way out. Oh, let me run again. It's so slow.
Local signal deciphered. Sector headquarters. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
Sounds like the terminal is fully rebooted. Check the radio console again and see if the beacon it adds to your HUD gives us a clear path home.
Here's the beacon again.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Production terminal Victor.
Breaker, this is the time to activate the mole in your tech tree and build one. We won't be able to cut through to Sector Victor without it.
Okay, so terraforming, we need this one. But I don't have 7 thingies, so 7 science cubes. Science cores. I keep calling them cubes. So we need 7 more of these. And that's 7. Even though I had some in my inventory. Let's go place them down over here. Alrighty. So now we can go in our tech tree and get them all.
Task inbound. Mole. Manipulates terrain for traversal and composition of industrial construction sites.
So now the equipment, we can make one. There we go. So now we have them all. And now before we go using it and everything, what we're going to do is take everything with us. Because that's Lima done. So we're going to dismantle these. Take it all with us. Then we come down here, up against this wall.
Bulletin. This mole is not authorized to destroy resources, critical infrastructure, or protected environmental areas.
Very good. And we use this to dig through.
I never got the chance to thank you for getting me out of that facility. I appreciate it. At the time, it seemed like the best thing to do was focus on work and not get caught up in thinking about anything else. I've tried to stay sharp for both of us, but now that we're almost back to the main line, I'll admit it. I was terrified. It'll be good to see some friendly faces. And a few thousand twinkling lights. I'm sure you've got people there too.
So we're just going to head up the river. And we're through. And here is Terminal Victor.
I don't understand. A factory the size of a city is supposed to be here. It was right here. I know it was. Where is everybody?
So, this is Terminal Victor. Let's just scan that first. More flattened, okay. Let's take this stuff.
Now that you've got a core composer, all you need is a big enough power floor and a few crank generators to power it. After that, you'll be able to dump cores into it and never worry about placing them one at a time again.
Task inbound. Core composer. Supply with research cores via belts and inserters for automatic placement and availability.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go around and check the area because there are things to scan.
Task inbound. Assembler. Power with electricity to produce items in multiplied quantities.
In other words, even though you can handcraft anything, assemblers will make 2 of them in the same time it takes your portable tool to make 1. And we can build 1,000 assemblers, but nobody could ever build another you.
Oh. So we're just going to grab a lot of this plant matter.
This terminal is trying to reach out to 100 facilities that might not exist anymore. If we can repair it, we might be able to decipher where those facilities are located. Our people are out there, just like we were. I wouldn't ask you to rebuild this sector for the expedition, but I will ask you to do it for them. The faster we get on these signal and repair objectives, the better our chances of finding them will be. Have a look at some of the new stuff on your tech tree. Keep your eyes out for fragments, and let's get to work. Deciphering this first signal by building power floors looks simple enough. I'm sure it won't be that many. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so before we get started, this is Victor, and we are going to be here for a long time. So, first of all, let me just press this just to get it out of my way. Okay, so all your information on what you're supposed to be doing next. So we have these tasks to do. All the ones here. So I can turn them all on and we'd have a pinned list here on this side, but we're not going to do that. We're going to switch them all off and decide which ones I'm going to do. This place wants 500 ingots of each. So our first task is probably going to be setting up mining and getting those ingots on the go. Okay, so let's get on with our ingots first. So let's clear out some space. Okay, so we have that clean wall now. Let's clear those 2 lights out the way. Okay, so let's get the smelters down. Not the smelters, the miners. So we have 6 miners at the moment. So let's go from one end. So we have 3 miners down and we want our output here.
Task inbound. Conveyor belt. Use conveyor belts to build networks between machines. Inserters are required to transfer items to and from conveyor belts.
We know that, bro. Okay, so that's that. All we gotta do is fuel it up. Now we will be back and forth fueling these up often for now until we automate fuel. That's gonna put our copper ore out. Next I'm gonna clear some space for smelting. Okay, so let's put the smelters down. We're gonna put 3 down. 3 in, 3 out for now. That's not the ratio, but I'm leaving enough space to expand this. Maybe change it later. So let's get us belt in. So we're going to cross here and turn in that way. Nope. We're turning here. So that'll bring the ore around. Need some inputs. Need to clear a bit more space here. Output going there. Now all we're going to do is fill these up with fuel. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to put these in a container. And just let that container fill up with copper. So now we've got copper going, let's go do the same for iron. So let's get our miners down. So this wall's been a little less forgiving. And it's not straight. So we're going to have to work that out. So let's do it this way. And then add our outputs. And let's fill them with fuel. Let's get our smelters down here. Run the belt. Let's get our inputs in. Our output line. 1, 2, and 3. And our box for storage. And I only have fast inserters. I might need to make some more normal ones. And fueled up, ready to go. And that's our iron working towards where it should be. So this is going to take a while to fill up. So why don't we go exploring and see what we can find. Okay, so we've just come across this. Ooh, miners. And a hard drive. Another miner up there. Big shaft.
This looks like a standard field setup for drilling a new shaft, but there are 2 problems with it. The first problem is that we're at the end of the line. The only thing below here is the core, and this shaft doesn't look like it was cut large enough for freight anyways. The second problem is that nobody asked me first. That's a much bigger problem. If whatever they were up to here was bad enough that they thought I would report it, it must have been very wrong or very dangerous. Or both.
Identified. Xeno material containers. No contents detected.
Ooh, something to scan there. A beacon. Some more scannables here. Of a miner. Fast inserters and normal. So we've been hunting around, found a few things that we could scan. Nothing major though. So let's go and check on how the iron and copper's doing. So we're coming up to halfway there. We need to get something else done while we wait. So I've just built some cores. We're going to put them down. I'm going to hide them in here. So we'll just dump those back there. That's all of them. Okay, so first off, I definitely want light. Basic construction of floors. And biobrick. Because we're going to need that for fuel.
Task inbound. Power floor. Build to establish structural foundation and conduct electricity from crank generators.
So first thing we want to do is get these threshers and planters and the scannable only. So I need to find out where to go and get these. So we want to get that going so we can get automated fuel and start producing our little bus of outgoing materials. Okay, so we're going to do some deciphering signals, because these are some of the objectives that we can do. Just placing these floors is one of them.
Local signal deciphered.
There we go.
S2013. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
So that one was to put down as many of these floors as it seemed fit, because it doesn't actually tell you. And then this signal pops up.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Mind the voltage.
So now we have a signal there saying AS, so we're going to go and check that out. And we're going to have to burn a hole through here. And we're in. So we've got some...
a battery pack. Sorry, an accumulator substation. I'll try to go easier on the recon slang. It might help you guess at what those signal names are short codes for. Accumulators won't matter for a while, but get in the habit of scanning anything and everything you find in places like these. It can only help.
Thanks for interrupting me there, Sparks. So we're in. We're going to scan all these. Well, we can. That one's scannable. So we've scanned all the accumulators. And what is that? That is wire. High voltage cable. Anything else we can scan in here? And we got our overhead light. Let's check this crate. 300 floors will take it. And what's in
here? If anyone
here?
else is still around, they wouldn't be here. These places were pretty much built and left alone.
That's mole speed. Got some crank generators here. And the hover pack tech is now available.
This sector was a dream come true for hydroelectric power. It isn't surprising that we took accumulator construction seriously down here. I faintly remember power sources in other sectors that were even stronger, but they also tended to do things like explode, set things on fire, create giant clouds of poison. You get the drift. You can't go wrong with a good old-fashioned river.
Okay, so we're gonna work with the accumulators to get power. Something we need to do. Crank generators. Do we have any? We have 4. So these are what we use to get power. For now, I'm just going to put some down in here.
Crank generator. Activate with manual or automated rotation to produce electricity.
So with these, you have to click these and you get 5 minutes out of each crank. Later on, we won't have to do this. This is probably the most annoying part about power. But because they're on this power flow, they will charge these accumulators. You can see we're getting a charge now. And this is our first source of power. Okay, so a lot of the stuff we need to do now requires us to have cores. So I'm going to handcraft a ton of these and get some cores down, and then I'll be back with that. Okay, so let's put the last of the cores down. Can we get up there? We can. Time to look at the tech tree. Starting with science, we want mass arrays. That's definitely needed. Crank generators needed. Assemblers is a must. And we want to connect our cranks together, and we're going to need accumulators. Hover pack. Long inserters. And with only 12 cores left, we're going to go for a second mass arrays. So now that we have that sorted, first thing, let's go and check on our power. Okay, so now we can crank this one. Because we've upgraded it, we only have to crack one of these, and they all go. So let's get some more crank generators and some more accumulators. Let's go there and there. And crank that one.
Local signal deciphered. Ingress RH1979. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
So now we've got another signal coming in. So let's go and check that out.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Exceptional dimensions.
There. Okay, so now we're gonna head that way and see what's that. Ooh, just come through the wall here and we've got some more scannables. We want some of these blue seeds for later. Okay, so apparently it's in here somewhere. And we're in. Scan that. Ooh, hard drive. So let's have a look at this.
Door unpowered and secured.
Okay, so let's give it some power.
Power restored.
Nicely done. Lots of scannables. Let's go scanning.
Jackpot. A warehouse. I knew that gigantic door was a good sign. Scan this place for some basic electrical machines, especially those planters and threshers on the racks. And pick up anything else you can find.
Yes, sir. Okay. Some more power stuff. Planters. Let's see what's upstairs. Threshers. Okay, and we have another chest around here. And another one here.
Warning. Yune has anti-gravitational weight limit exceeded.
Your suit can only hold so much in a weightless state without slowing you down, Breaker. Get to a container and offload a few things as soon as possible.
Mold temperature calibrated. Auto injection of coolant standing by. Task inbound. Supply facility access door with self-repair materials. Tier 4 technology required to manufacture.
Look through the window, Breaker. I can literally see the mining charge tech fragment on that table. What kind of miserable bureaucrat puts high explosives behind a securely locked door? You think we would be here if we didn't know what we were doing? I want you to fix that door as soon as possible. I want you to blow things up.
I want to blow things up too, but I can't just walk through that door. So what do we need for that door? We need 40 processor units. That's a way off yet. So that's everything raided out of here. Let's head back to our little base. So we have 12 accumulators. Let's start getting these down. That's those down. So now we have 200 megajoules back up. And 900 kilowatts of power. So we now have access to threshers and planters so long as we get the cores for it. So 55 cores it is, and we currently have none. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Not bore you with it, and I'll be back when I've done it. Okay, so I gathered all the cores and got the threshers and the planters and a few other bits and bobs that we might need. Gathered a load of materials so we can just get straight on with a build. The threshers, and I've carved out this little space here just for us to build in. So let's get to setting this up. So what I want is the planters at this end. So we'll put these down here. That should be enough. So it's going to need an input here. This is where his Kindlevine seeds will go. And our Kindlevine will come out the other side through the output here. So let's just connect those up. So now that's set up, let's just fill it up with seeds. And as you can see inside, it's growing those little yellow plants. And when they're fully grown, it'll give us Kindlevine, which looks like that there. And that's going to come out along this belt, and then we're going to put that into a threshing system. So let's set that up next. 2, 3, and 4. Input will go here. And our outbound will come this way. It will then turn and turn again and go back up. And then we're going to put just just line this up straight. Another 4 freshers down this side. So Kindle vine will come up here and go into this. Pop one in there. This will fresh the Kindle vine, and we will get a seed and sticks. And if we take those sticks and fresh them again, we will get Kindle vine extract and plant matter fiber. Oh man, we've got running out of fuel, power's down. The beginning early game with power problems. We will get this fixed. Copper's back up, iron's back up, and power's back on. Let's get back to where we were. Okay, so back over here, let's get to our inputs and outputs. Let's get these fleshed out. So that's the inputs for the seeds. And for the outputs, we're going to use filter inserters, 2 of them. And that's going to filter what comes out. Then the inputs for the freshers. So now we've got that done, we need to get the seeds out. So what we're going to do here is in between here, we're going to come out, over and turn it, come this way, come back across here, that way, and back there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the rest of them up the same way. And a filter inserter on there just so it collects the seeds. Almost missed an output there. For our extract, our output's going to go a little the same way, like this, and then follow this down and come out as an output here. For this side, we're going to have to do something a little different. So I'm going to connect those there. Then we're going to come from here and go this way, turn it again, and drop there. And then we get rid of these ones here because that was just to elevate this one. Because then we can still get us 2 outputs here, which we will need to get the extract out. So there's the outputs for the extracts. All done. This one I've just connected back to this one, which is the same as these. So it comes back this way and it's just connecting that way. Now we have to do the output for the plant matter fiber. So we're going with, here's the output. And then once again, I just need to put the inputs in all the way down. So now that we have our plant matter fiber coming out, we now want it going back up as another input. And we're going to put some assemblers down. And these are going to turn it into plant matter, because these are going to fuel our smelters and our miners. So let's put the inputs in, then our outputs can go in. So our inputs are in, our outputs are here and ready, and I'm thinking we're going to go this way across. And then I'm just going to bring it to here for now. Also, I noticed my Kindle vine is the wrong way. The belt needs to be running that way, so let's change that real quick. Let's run that this way. And now it is off, so we'll plant some more seeds. And this then should be running fine, which we'll see in a minute. So now we've got everything up and running. It's going to take a little time just to get going. So what we're going to do is we're going to store all this in a box here. And our plant matter is all going to get stored in a box. But ultimately, the plant matter is going to go around over to these generators here and feed all of this, feed all of that. So then I don't have to come back and keep worrying about refilling it with plant matter, because it'll be done automatically. Okay, so I've come back to check on this and it's running much better now. You can see all the seeds are ready to go in, so these are all full. And our plant matter's coming out nicely. Not the greatest rates yet, but this will speed up later. We're not even getting enough to get to the bottom here just yet. But as you can see, we're doing all right. And our extract is filling up nicely in the box. So it will be stored there until I have a use for it, because otherwise it'll jam the whole system up, and I want to keep the plant matter going to feed all the machines. So the next thing to do is to run this round and make sure that it feeds everything and it's sufficient enough to keep those miners powered. So looking at my setup here, I might just go ahead and fully rebuild this. Same on the other side. See what I can come up with, and let's make it a bit more efficient, shall we? Okay, so we have the new setup, which is 4 miners long, and we have our input for our plant matter, which is actually coming down this way. So where we did our freshers over here, this is all going to come straight down into our iron smelting area. So it all goes around here, comes back around, goes into the smelters, and the fuel's loading everything, and then our iron ingots will come out here, across this way, and they stop here for now, and they're going to go this way because we've got further plans later for that. So now I've done that to that side, I need to go and do that to copper as well. I need to turn the power back on, and once I've done copper, I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've built up the copper area, which is looking good now. However, the biomass we're using to fuel it, not biomass, what's it called, plant matter, that we're using to fuel it, we just don't have enough. And we are actually pumping out a full belt of it. So I cannot get it to go any faster and still feed all the machines. So what we're going to look at doing is swapping the fuel from plant matter to biobricks. They are called biobricks, right? Yep, biobrick. So I'm gonna have to change the threshing area to produce biobricks as well, which will ideally give this some use as well, instead of it just stacking into that box. It's just gonna require some changes, so let me get the materials together and we'll do that next. Okay, so I think I finally got it figured out. So here's what we're doing. Let me just there we go. So we've changed from the plant stuff and we've put it back down here, putting it through a smelter, which gives us the limestone, and then we're using that with the limestone. They're using the plant mass and the limestone to make bio bricks. Now hopefully we are producing enough to feed the whole thing, so I'm just going to wait a little while, let it start filling up a bit, and we'll see how it goes. So while we're waiting to see if the biomass fills up nicely, I've just put a buffer in for the copper and iron, so it'll start filling them boxes up, and then when we take this bus further on, we can just turn these around and offload them back on. So that's not a problem. Biomass seems to be filling up just nicely. Biobricks seem to be filling up just nicely and starting to make the way over there. I'm seeing less flashing signs, which is obviously a good sign. But as this backs up, these are already backing up. It's looking like this is the better option. So I'm going to run it for a little while longer, make sure all that fills up nicely and everything. I really need to get on power. I must have turned this back on about 100 times already. And it's getting silly now. So I think on the next episode I'll be looking at sorting this problem out. We'll be sorting power out most definitely. So let me see if the bio backs up and I'll get a few more touches going in and I'll come back with what I got. Okay, so we have it running sufficiently enough for now. This is making our bio bricks for everything else, and if we go and have a look, you can see iron's fully fueled and rocking and ready to go. It is a bit slow, but it will pick up later. we go across here, you can see our buffers are still filling up, and iron is also well on it. Copper is well on its way. And I got fed up of cranking power, so I've put a ton of these down. We're now running this power at the moment. So the whole bottom floor here is just accumulators, and then when you go upstairs, but now we have the cranks up here. So I just run along and crank each one to keep power going. And that's everything I've done so far. We plan on running the bus this way through here, so I'll have to cut a lot more of this out. But I think I'm going to leave it there for the first episode. In the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to nice and neat this area up and make this look a bit more pretty, and then we're going to run our bus down and start some actual production of the floors, inserters, all that sort of thing. We're going to get a nice big production line going. So until then, I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.